Lord God, we praise and thank you for giving us another day to make a difference, to move and act according to your will. We ask for your guidance as we share to partners and stakeholders today, a collaborative effort that calls for unity from the whole community in support of the learner. Guide us in our undertaking so we can implement this project with excellence. Let our work serve as a channel for inspiration to many as we try to empower each other in creating a solid plan of action to build a better future by grooming the whole Filipino learner. Bless us with the courage and strength so we can break barriers in education and win amidst all the challenges that is on our way. All these we ask in Jesus' name. Amen.
And thank you for taking time from your busy weekend to join us today as we make official the collaborative effort of the Commission in Higher Education, or CHED, and Rex Education for a project that aims to push the boundaries of higher education institutions to innovate, create, and evolve to win in the new normal. Last year was pretty tough for all of us. The pandemic truly changed the dynamics of education in a snap. A lot of us had to adapt, get creative, and be resourceful as we navigate our way through the new normal. If there is something good that came out of the pandemic, it is that we have seen people stand up and really shine as we take on the challenge of innovating amidst this disruption. When we are pushed to a corner, that is when we all also find the stubborn strength to fight back and win. We have seen how people, institutions, homes, and organizations adapt to the shift to deliver the best possible solutions so learning won't stop in all levels. And of course, that is what today is all about. Two prime movers of education come together to give recognition, encourage, and fuel the kind of culture of flexibility that our learners, that all of us, really need in order to build a better future. To give us an overview of this project, that is all welcome, Mr. Edison A. Fermin, PhD.
Sa aming mga kanayon sa pagtataguyod ng mapagpalaya at mapagpanibagong edukasyon para sa bawat Pilipino, magandang araw po. Today, we witness the unfolding of a trailblazing public-private collaboration that truly finds empowering opportunities at a time of disruption and uncertainty. On the one hand, the Commission on Higher Education, CHED, given the urgent challenges posed by the COVID-19 pandemic, heralded the meaningful transition of the Philippine higher education system to a better normal, where all stakeholders must come together to rewire, reimagine, and reconfigure curriculum, instruction, learner engagement, linkages, research, and community development. On the other hand, Rex Education, with its over 7 decades of transformative assistance to the Philippine education system, has clearly and powerfully articulated a timely multi-sectoral approach to championing educational transformations through Edukampyon. Ako, ikaw, tayo, para sa bawat Pilipino. The current crisis has enabled Rex Education to focus on making learner-centered education truly happen. When CHED issued CMO4 series of 2020 and other recent issuances on flexible learning, Rex Education was one of the first to have responded to reconfiguring education design and delivery from the level of teacher training all the way to learning resource development and utilization. Today's launch of Gawad Edukampyon for adaptive, resilient, and innovative higher education is an inspiration and invitation to celebrate transition narratives of higher education institutions anchored on the tenets of safety, health, engagement, support, challenge, and of course, values. These same tenets constitute the whole child, whole school, whole nation framework that defines the Edukampyon advocacy of Rex education. Dahil naniniwala ang Rex education, tayo ay kabahagi ng iisang nayon para sa bata at para sa lahat ng Pilipino. The Gawad Edukampyon collaboration between CHED and Rex Education takes effect today, January 30th, 2021. This is a propitious time as it falls exactly 1 year after the World Health Organization declared COVID-19 as a public health emergency of international concern. Nagsarado man ang ating mga kolehiyo at mga universidad, patuloy naman ang pakikibaka ng bawat mag-aaral, guro at maging magulang upang maging mas makabuluhan ang pag-aaral. 2021 is also the start of the UN International Year of Creative Economy towards Sustainable Development. Ito po ang taon kung saan ipagdiriwang natin ang ating kakayahan na maging malikhain sa lahat ng aspekto ng ating pamumuhay upang maitaguyod ang pangmatagalang pag-unlad ng bawat isa. Through these initiatives, it is hoped that the adaptiveness, innovativeness, and resilience of Philippine higher education institutions will truly be achieved. Mabuhay ang Commission on Higher Education at ang Rex Education.
Thank you very much, Mr. Fermin. To further discuss how this alliance started and what Gawad Edukampyon is all about, let us all welcome from the Commission on Higher Education, Executive Director Attorney Cinderella Filipina Benitez Haro.
To our Honorable Chairman J. Prospero E. De Vera III, to our Honorable Commissioners, to our OIC Deputy Executive Director Attorney Lily Frida Emilia, to our CHED Central Directors, to our CHED Regional Directors, to all our CHED officials and staff, to our partners from Rex Education, Attorney Dominador Buhain, Chair of the Rex Group of Companies, Mr. Don Timothy Buhain, Chief Executive Officer, Rex Group of Companies, Ms. Danda Crimelda Buhain Garcia, Chief External Affairs Officer, Rex Group of Companies, and to all the organizers behind Gawad Edukampyon. A pleasant day to all of you. We are gathered here today to officially launch the Gawad Edukampyon initiative of the Commission on Higher Education and Rex Education. The Gawad Kampyon or Edukampyon initiative is also a product of the continuous collaboration, partnership, and hard work of the Rex Education team and the CHED under the leadership of our Honorable Chairman De Vera, and the commissioners with the Technical Working Group for Flexible Learning. Through the Gawad Edukampyon initiative, we hope to achieve the following: stakeholders and partners in education who are mindful of the necessary changes that are happening and will further shape our Philippine higher education system along the tenet of the whole of nation framework. Higher education institutions which are confident in articulating their collective narratives of response, relief, recovery, that are vital to the ongoing processes of rewriting and reconfiguring Philippine higher education. Public and private higher education institutions and the sectors who will serve as outstanding models of adaptiveness, reimagining, innovativeness, and resilience. We aim to recognize and award deserving institutions that have excelled in the areas of instruction, learning, research, public service, and community engagement, focusing on their outstanding outcomes and outputs as higher education institutions in terms of developing, implementing, and sustaining policy, program, people, and partnership initiatives in support of learner-centered, flexible education and in the exigencies of the times. We continue our commitment to innovate and see the opportunities for our higher education institutions and programs to improve and develop more and continuously be at par with the world, especially during these very unique, challenging, and extraordinary times. Once again, on behalf of the Commission, we invite all of you to participate in the Gawad Edukampyon initiative and to join us through this meaningful journey of celebrating our wins, successes, and progress in the higher education sector amidst the COVID-19 pandemic. Thank you and good morning.
Thank you so much, Attorney Haro, for sharing with us the story of how Gawad Edukampyon came about. Right now, let us hear from the company who is the better half of this alliance. To give us a little background on what being an Edukampyon means for higher education, let us welcome the CEO of Rex Education, Mr. Don Timothy Buhain.
The Chairman of Commission on Higher Education, Honorable Prospero Rivera, and personnel of CHED, the management, faculty, and staff of higher institutions, my colleagues at Rex Education, fellow Edukampyon. Good morning and thank you for joining us in the official launch of Gawad Edukampyon. Most, if not all of you, have become witness to how Rex Bookstore have evolved from that little shop in Manila to become something more, like what we have shared during our recently concluded Annual Educators Congress, or ACON. We are now Rex Education. Part of this evolution is the recognition of the core essence, the purpose of our existence, now encapsulated in our advocacy and core philosophy, Edukampyon. Edukampyon is about empowering the whole community, where all of us are duty bearers who have an obligation to recognize, respect, protect, and fulfill the right of every learner to good, quality education. It is about building a learning environment dedicated to groom a whole Filipino learner who is healthy, safe, engaged, supported, challenged, and values-oriented. It is moving with the keen interest of the learner's needs, operating with their best interest in mind and heart. As Rex Education, Edukampyon is both our pledge and our legacy. The past year, our mission to the learner has proven to be more challenging due to the changes that the pandemic imposed. But if we work together, we know we can win. We came knocking on the doors of Commission in Higher Education as we tried to explore a collaboration that would help us spread the idea and essence of Edukampyon. And today, we are honored to be given this opportunity to share with you the fruits of the exploration, and we officially launch Gawad Edukampyon. Gawad Edukampyon is made to recognize outstanding achievements and innovation by higher educational institutions in the fields of teaching and learning, research and development, and public service and community engagement, so others may learn, be empowered, and inspired by them. We aim to create an arena where different entities and individuals can share their experiences and best practices as we create, refine, and implement innovative programs that could lead to a better normal for education. With Gawad Edukampyon, we hope to celebrate the adaptiveness, innovativeness, and resilience of every higher learning institution who have been our heroes of education, especially during the most difficult times. We also want to honor the dedication and cooperation of every person, every community, every school, and every organization, moving together for a single cause. We saw different heroes of education rise as we tried to put together the winning formula that can create a better normal for our learners. We want to spread these stories of hope through this program to inspire all. We acknowledge that the efforts to realize the vision of Edukampyon is continuously growing. We may be at the first steps of fulfilling this vision, but taking the first step is always the most crucial in every revolution. With your help, we hope that this initial step leads to a march when we create more programs and campaigns that would allow us to be champions for the whole Filipino learners. So, we invite everyone to be an Edukampyon, to be part of this nayon, where every child is considered our very own. Ako, ikaw, tayo, para sa bawat Pilipino.
Thank you so much, Mr. Buhain, for sharing with us the insights that motivated the creation of this project. So, like what we've all heard, Gawad Edukampyon is an answer to spread inspiration as we give recognition to outstanding HEIs who did an exemplary job in innovating and evolving as we try to provide a better normal to all of our learners. There are actually 4 categories for Gawad Edukampyon. Number 1, we have the Gawad Edukampyon for excellence in flexible and responsive management. Number 2, the Gawad Edukampyon for excellence in flexible teaching and learning innovation. Number 3, the Gawad Edukampyon for responsive research and development. And last but not the least, we also have the Gawad Edukampyon for public service and community engagement. Each of them aims to inspire and empower HEIs to be adaptive, innovative, and resilient as we transition to the new normal in education. Awarding will happen during the PhilFlex Summit happening this October. So yes, there are so many things to look forward to this 2021. So right now that we have an overview of what Gawad Edukampyon is all about, it's time to also hear from the heads of both parties of this alliance as they share with us their messages of support. Let us hear it first from the chairperson of Commission in Higher Education. Let us all welcome Chairman Prospero Popoy de Vera.
Last March, when the COVID-19 pandemic hit the country, the Commission on Higher Education empowered the close to 2,000 public and private higher education institutions to continue learning and ensure that students will complete their studies through a flexible learning policy that allows universities and colleges to adjust their learning delivery systems to conditions on the ground, the conditions of students and faculty members, connectivity, and their own capability and capacity to teach their students. I also called all public and private higher education institutions and all educational stakeholders to come together under a Bayanihan for Higher Education initiative so that together we can learn as one and collaborate for the interest of students. Today, the Commission on Higher Education is honored to join Rex Bookstore as it launches the Gawad Edukampyon Awards, anchored on the theme, of its 70th anniversary, ako, ikaw, tayo para sa bawat Pilipino. This Bayanihan initiative on the part of Rex Bookstore not only supports the promotion of flexible learning as a solution to the current educational crisis, more importantly, this is a contribution to managing the transition of Philippine higher education to a new and better normal where all stakeholders come together to rewire, reimagine, and reconfigure instruction, research, and public service, and community engagement. The finalists and winners of Gawad Edukampyon will be selected through a very rigorous screening and validation process. In addition, they will be featured at the first PhilFlex, or Philippine Flexible Learning Summit, that will be made accessible to the public on October 5 to 7, 2021, in observance of World Teachers' Day. The narratives of transformation of the winning HEIs shall be compiled in the book Padayon, that will also be launched at the summit and will eventually be uploaded to the Philippines CHED Connect Open Education Resource Hub, which is in itself a product of the Bayanihan spirit between CHED, higher education institutions, and other education stakeholders. Rex Bookstore will manage the conduct of Gawad Edukampyon, the first PhilFlex Summit, and the publication of the Padayon. The Commission thanks Rex Bookstore for this laudable initiative. The Commission recognizes that the conduct of these activities will strengthen the flexible learning approaches of our HEIs, will collaborate by ensuring that HEIs will be engaged, and we will also identify experts who will help in the validation of the entries. We will participate in every step of the way in the spirit of Bayanihan. Through this collaboration, CHED and Rex Bookstore hope to ensure and inspire all education stakeholders, policymakers, administrators, educators, learners, and the general public by examining and celebrating the response, relief, and recovery efforts in higher education, through which a more adaptive, innovative, and resilient Philippine higher education system shall emerge in the coming months. Today's launch of this CHED-Rex Bookstore partnership is held exactly a year after COVID-19 was declared a public health emergency of international concern and the start of the UN International Year of Creative Economy towards sustainable development. So again, the Commission welcomes this partnership. We will be with you every step of the way, and we look forward in helping more higher education institutions to be adaptive, innovative, and resilient.
Thank you so much, Director De Vera. And right now, to share his statement of support for this collaboration, let's welcome the Chairman of Rex Education, Attorney Dominador Buhain.
The Chairman of the Commission on Higher Education, Honorable Prospero Popoy De Vera, personnel of CHED, and our dear friend, Dr. Ed Fermin. The management, faculty, and staff of higher education institutions, my colleagues at Rex Education, fellow Edukampyons, good morning. A sage once said, try and leave this world a little better than you found it. This requires change in ourselves, so we can influence others to change for the better. So we can change the world for the better. Rex Education has evolved to become who we are today as we respond to the different challenges of the times. And this kind of transformation, a transformation to become a better version in the face of adversity, is what we urge everyone to embrace as the times call for it. This is why we are most grateful and honored to be given this opportunity to collaborate with the Commission on Higher Education to launch Gawad Edukampyon. CHED and higher education institutions have been at the forefront of the battle to uphold education standards amidst the pandemic. Their valiant efforts have motivated all of us to do our part for the learners that we serve. Now, it is the time we recognize the valiant and heroic efforts of the whole community to ensure that learning doesn't stop. The passion and dedication shown by different institutions, organizations, and individuals is valuable in our transition to the better normal. Gawad Edukampyon, first and foremost, is a testament to your resilience and creativity in response to the crisis brought about by the pandemic. It is also a time for reflection, a time to be grateful for being given the opportunity to continue learning and serving Filipino learners. And a time to step back and think, what else could we do better? But most importantly, it is a challenge to every teacher, home, school administrators, student, and partner in learning to raise the standards and transform our current status quo rather, for a better tomorrow. The call to become an Edukampyon is an opportunity to evolve. Ang Gawad Edukampyon is a channel to share that journey and experience of evolving other, to give hope and to inspire others. In behalf of Rex Education, we pledge our full support to CHED and our joint project. Together, we hope to kickstart the awareness and inspire excitement from everyone to contribute to our vision of creating a better nation. We promise to give our best effort and maximize available resources to see the collaboration blossom. I also want to invite everyone to join the Gawad Edukampyon. Embrace the victories you have accomplished during the past year and rise up to the challenge to become an Edukampyon. Let us look to our colleagues' best practices for inspiration and empowerment so that we may bring each other up. Let us continue to endure and persevere so that every learner that we serve is inspired to advance themselves, uplift others, and sustain the environment for a better world. Let us be the positive change that we want in our society. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Attorney Buhain, for your message. To make this alliance official, may we call on the heads of Commission on Higher Education, Chairman Prospero Popoy de Vera, and the Chairman of Rex Education, again, Attorney Dominador Buhain, for our contract signing.
Okay? Tapos balik.
Tayo. So, ibig sabihin lahat tayo. Hindi number.
So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for being a witness to making official this collaboration between CHED and Rex Education as we kickstart our journey to recognizing and inspiring higher education institutions to proactively seek for solutions which will assist and support our learners to build a better future. To close today's session and share some words of wisdom and inspiration, here is the International Director and Deputy Executive Director from CHED, Attorney Lily Frida T. Makabangon Milya.
Sa tagapangulo ng mas mataas na edukasyon, Dr. J. Prospero E. de Vera III, sa tagapamahalang direktor ng CHED, Attorney Cinderella Filipina Benitez Haro, sa tagapangulo ng Rex Group of Companies, Attorney Dominador Buhain, kasama ang kanyang mga opisyales na si Mr. Don Timothy Buhain, Ms. Danda Criselda Buhain Garcia, at ang punong abala sa kaganapang ito, Dr. Edison Fermin. Sa lahat ng mga nanunood sa atin ngayon, magandang araw po sa inyong lahat. Isang malaking hamon ang hinarap ng sektor ng mas mataas na edukasyon sa Pilipinas at maging sa buong mundo nang dahil sa pandemyang dala ng COVID-19 disease. Kaya nananawagan ang Commission on Higher Education sa iba't ibang sektor ng lipunan na maitawid at mapagtanggupayan ang pagsubok na ito. Sa pamumuno ng ating CHED Chairman na si Dr. De Vera, inulunsad ang flexible learning system na tumugon sa pangangailangan ng mga mag-aaral, guro, pamantasan, paaralan sa isang maagap na pamaraan na may malasakit at kabuluhan. Ginawa rin po namin ang Field CHED Connect. Ito ay isang lagakan o paglilikom ng mga sanggunian sa pag-aaral at pagtuturo mula sa iba't ibang universidad, pamantasan, lokal at international. Ginawa rin po namin ang aming tinatawag na CHED, Higher Education Bayanihan or High Ed Bayanihan, na kung saan nagtipon-tipon ang galing ng bawat pamantasan upang magtulungan at maibahagi ang kagalingan na to sa lahat ng mga nangangailangan na mag-aaral, guro at maging pamantasan o kolehiyo. Nakikipagbayanihan ang CHED sa iba't ibang sangay ng gobyerno, industriya, komunidad, kolehiyo at pamantasan upang maging kaagapay sa paghatid ng mga programa para magpakadalubhasa sa iba't ibang larangan ang mga kabataang mag-aaral at mga nagnanais na patuloy na matuto at hasain ang sarili. Pinasasalamatan ng CHED ang Rex Bookstore sa pakikibahagi nito sa aming mga proyekto dito sa Commission on Higher Education, lalo na dito para sa proyektong Gawad Edukampyon na naglalayong bigyang karangalan ang mga kolehiyo at pamantasan na may mahusay na tugon sa samot-saring hamon na dala ng pandemya. Maraming salamat Rex Bookstore sa kaganapan na to, ang Gawad Edukampyon. Manggagaling lamang ang ganitong klaseng ideya sa isang natatangi ring partner o kabahagi ng higher education. Para sa bawat paaralan na patuloy na nagtataguyod ng edukasyon na pantay at dekalidad at sa lahat ng mga kasapi ng bayanihan bilang isang buong sektor na pinapanday ngayon ng masalimuot na pagsubok, naway manatiling matayog ang pagkakaisa ng ating pangkat upang magkabahaging isulong ang ating layunin at adhikain. Magpadayon tayo't dalisay na maglingkod kahit anumang hamon. Salamat po.
There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Two entities come together to empower all of us, Edukampyons, as we continue to explore, discover, and break barriers for education in the new normal. Thank you so much to the heads of the companies and the representatives for joining us today in this momentous event. We will soon know more about this project. All of the updates will be posted on Rex and CHED's social media accounts, so don't forget to check in once in a while. This has been Gawad Edukampyon, a project in cooperation with the Commission on Higher Education and Rex Education, empowering adaptive, innovative, and resilient higher education institutions. Thank you once again for joining us this morning. I am Robin Ambayan. Continue moving forward, innovating and evolving as Edukampyons. Good morning.